Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
A massive thank you and shout out to our sponsors for this video, Who Knows Wins. One of the best things about Who Knows Wins is that unlike traditional accumulators, you do not have to get every single prediction right to win. The more predictions of scores you get right, the better, the higher up the standings you go. If you come in first place, you're taking home a whopping 70% of the pot. Second place gets 20%, and even if you come third, you're still taking home 10% of the pot. The bigger the pot, the more players are. It makes sense. Play for real money, but most importantly, bragging rights between you and your friends. Who knows the most? Who Knows Wins. Remember, of course, you have to be 18 years or older to play Who Knows Wins, and don't forget, gamble responsibly. Use the link in the description now, whack in our unique pin, and join this week's league on Who Knows Wins. Join the Kop TV League, and we'll see you there. Take care. Yes, good afternoon and welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. I hope we're all doing well. Remember, give us a like. We're about to preview another game, another one against Norwich, and we've still got to play them in the Cup in about 3 weeks as well. Already played them in the league, battered them. Already played them in the League Cup, battered them. So the Canaries must be absolutely sick of the sight of the Red Men. Joining me today is one of my good friends in this game of life, let's call it. It's Seany Lawson from the LFC Day Trippers. Thanks so much for coming on, brother. How are you?
My pleasure, Alex. Thanks for having me on, bro. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, never a chore. Ali A, loving Seany already. If you're a fan of the Day Trippers as well, which I'm sure a lot of you are, then to be fair, I was going to say you might not know who Seany is, but Seany's been on the channel from the early days back in the Kop TV, the real early days. So yeah, whenever you come to Liverpool, we link up, don't we? We try and sit near each other at the game. I think the Porto one was the last one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was fucking hell. It seems like
it's
ago now. There's been so many games since then, but yeah, always nice to link up on that side of the water.
Absolutely, brother. Right, as we all know, of course, this video is sponsored by Who Knows Wins. Let me just talk you through this, Seany, because it's some deal, right? Normally, the pick 10 every Saturday is a £3 pot. This week, it's £6. And guess what? You don't even have to get them all right to win. All you have to do is put your picks in. And we've actually done a bit of research behind this. So with the 10 games that we've picked, and I'm going to get them up for you right now, this is the pick 10 this week. So you've got Arsenal, Brentford, Villa, Watford, Brighton, Burnley, Palace, Chelsea, Liverpool, Norwich, Southampton, Neverton, Man City, Tottenham, Bristol, Middlesbrough, Sheffield United, Swansea, and Doncaster, Chef Wed. So a bit of a mix between Premier League and Championship. But these 10 games, if you did a £5 acca with a Sky Bet, Bet365, the most you could win from these games is 555, 555 quid. But if you do this, you could enter £5 and win £6 grand. So that's nothing to be sniffed at. And also, the prize has rolled over from last week. If you beat me as well, I'll buy a Liverpool shirt. It's very simple. Whatever you want, away, home, wherever it is, I will do that. So, guys, the link's in the description. Of course, gamble responsibly. We're only saying stick a fiver in. It's a bit of fun. It's bragging rights. It's not anything heavy, but the prizes are. So make sure you get involved. Seany, I'm just going to run through 2 or 3 with you. I'm going to do them kind of live now. It's so easy to do. You just download from the link in the description. £6 grand pot, as you can see. It's no lies. £6,000 pot. Entry fee is a fiver. Arsenal, Brentford, who are we going with, bro? At home at the Emirates?
Yeah, Arsenal have been good at home this year, to be fair. I think they've a lot to play for as well. With those games in hand, top 4 is more or less in their hands. So yeah, I fancy a home win.
Yeah, I'll go with the same. Villa, Watford. Now, this is a game where I'm honest, Gerrard has to win this, Seany, because all of a sudden it's 2 wins in 9 games for Stevie at Villa.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's been, you could say, probably unlucky in the last couple of games to get in a bit of a ding-dong with Leeds. But for me, Watford look like one of those 3 teams that's going to go down. And at home, they should be beating them with the quality that they have and they brought in. So surely he's going to get back on track there with it. And 3 points for Villa at home, I reckon.
Love that. Let's do 3 more. Palace at home to Chelsea. Now, that's not an easy place to go. Obviously, we've just been there ourselves. No win in 5 for Palace. 1 win in 5 for Chelsea in the league. I'm saying a draw, bro, on this one.
Yeah, notoriously.
I'm going with a draw.
Yeah, notoriously difficult place for the big sides to go, Palace. The fans are unbelievable. And
Yeah,
respect to Vieira, he's trying to get them going this year. Like, they are trying to play football. It's not like the days of Hodgson and Pulis who are there. So,
long
I
gone.
don't know. Let's see. I don't know. I'd fancy Palace to nick something
You're
there.
gonna go. All right, I'll change my mind. Let's go with a Palace win. Let us know in the comments if you agree. That's a big one if Palace can get that. Liverpool, Norwich. Obviously, it's a Liverpool win, isn't it? There's no point talking about that one. And the last one that affects us really, City, Tottenham. I will be presenting that game on DR Sports. Gus, what are you eating there, you little sausage? 4 wins out of 5 for City. I can't see anything but a City home win, to be
Nah,
honest.
no, mate.
97% of the users have already predicted
Yeah.
a Man City home win on that one. So yeah, I've entered my picks. There you go. Easy as that. It's a belter. Right. Let's talk about this game. Norwich, a yo-yo team. Every time we've played them, we win. I can't remember the last time they gave us. Well, the last time they gave us a headache was probably the 5-4 when Klopp lost his glasses in 2015-16. But they're one of these teams that can almost just roll over when we play them. I mean, yes, there was a couple of close 1-0s at Carrow Road when they were last in the league, but especially at Anfield. I mean, there's just there can be no slip of concentration here. We have to absolutely do what we've always done against Norwich here.
And you feel we will. Like, normally the teams at the bottom can make it tricky for you by probably going there and shutting up shop. But the thing with Norwich, even under Dean Smith, they seem to still be in the mould where they can only kind of play one way. And yeah, they put it up to City last week for the first half now, but once they got one, they just crumbled then. So I can't see it being any other way. I actually think this might be a weekend where we see a good few changes in the Liverpool lineup because it's a big week. It's a really, really big
Huge.
week in terms of we've got Leeds and then you got a cup final then the following weekend, and there's
And
a
then
couple
into
of
Milan straight after that.
yeah, exactly. So you're looking there with what the games that have been played in the last week, because it's still kind of carried over from that Christmas schedule, straight from a break back into 3 games a week. So I think you might see a mismatch of changes in the Liverpool 11, but I just feel that no matter what 11 we put out, we should be dealing with these comfortably. Especially as well, this is one of the rare opportunities where we play before City in the match day.
Yeah.
So you got to keep the pressure on.
Yeah. I mean, if we win that, all of a sudden, yeah, you're right. The pressure is on City. People have been so quick to write Liverpool off this title race. But I was speaking to a City fan last week. Actually, fun enough, he actually beat me in the quiz, so I lost my crown. Fuming about that, bro. Wait till you see it. It's out now. But he said if he hears other City fans in the pub talking about, oh yeah, mate, the fucking chant was done and all that, mate, he'll slap them. Because he's like, how can we, from a City perspective, ever relax when we know that Liverpool right there, right? Pep Guardiola the other day called us a pain in the arse, literally
Yeah,
a pain in the arse. So if City think for one moment that this is over, they've got another thing coming. So let's just say we beat Norwich. Let's say we beat Leeds. Let's say Tottenham, Conte pulls a masterstroke out the bag and they get a draw or even better at Etihad, which is possible. City have won there. Other teams have won there. All of a sudden, it's looking very close if that happens.
Yeah, it's game on. And like
Game
you said,
on.
Pep has alluded to this. You know, like he knows exactly what this Liverpool team are capable of. At the start of the season, everybody was bigging up Chelsea, but in my mind, it's going to take mid to high 90s to win this league. And I think there's only 2 teams capable of doing that. And it's the only 2 teams that have done that in the Premier League in the last 10 years, which is Pep's City and Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. So we just need to be capitalising on any single mistake that they make, because once they leave the door open and let us in, whether it's a draw here or the loss there, it is game on. It's still hard to play for, because look, face it, we've all got to play a couple of big games coming up, but with the form that we're in now and just the outlook of the squad at the moment with all the bodies we have fit, the momentum, it's kind of like the pendulum can so easily swing, Alex. And with still 2 games a week, a 9-point gap can become a 3-point gap just like that. You know what I mean? So it's up to us now to keep the pressure on. We have to force mistakes, and that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah, man. The door is slightly ajar, and we will not rest. We will not give up until it's firmly closed with about 10 padlocks on it. So we're going to keep going all the way. Norwich on Saturday. It's nice to have a 3 o'clock kickoff, like you say, before City. Gives the pressure back to them if we obviously win. Let's talk about Norwich. I mean, it's almost to me as if they've had the same kind of core players for the last 3 or 4 years, and they've just not worked really. You look at Cantwell, who kind of had a mini burst onto the scene. Nowhere to be seen now. Can't even get a game for Norwich, to be honest.
Is that
Pookie, there
Bournemouth
was
on
all
loan?
that talk. He's at Bournemouth on loan. There you go. Bad move that, if I'm honest, from where he could have gone. I mean,
Well,
he
I
got
think-
relegated. Everyone was thinking he's going to get picked up by a
Yeah,
club.
yeah.
No one came for him.
Yeah,
And then you look at Pookie. Obviously started the 19-20 season really well. Scored at Anfield, I think, in that 4-1 win. Again, hasn't really come anywhere near where he was. You got Krul in goal, who I guess is a bit of a. He's been around the block now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So who are you expecting? I mean, who have they got that can hurt us?
To be honest with you, Alex, there's nobody really in there. It's not like when we played Burnley last weekend, you were thinking this Weghorst fella is gonna cause you problems if he gets the opportunity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you have Newcastle who are down there, and you're thinking to yourself, well, St. Maximin can cause you problems on his day, and then you have Watford as well, who've got Emmanuel Dennis, who's been good this year. So you can kind of, from the bottom teams, always kind of pick out a player. But with Norwich, I don't really see it, to be honest with you. I think they exist to yo-yo. They exist to bounce up and down from Championship to Premier League. I think that's their MO, and I think they do it well. They're more than likely they're going to go down, and then you wouldn't be surprised to see them back up. I don't think they've ever really made the step in terms of bringing in personnel to stay up in the league. That they don't really seem to invest heavily when they get up there. So I think that's sort of their model, to be honest with you. I think they're happy taking the 100 million injection that you get going up into the Premier League, and then the parachutes when you go down. So they're like Fulham in a way. They're like Fulham in a way where if you saw them maybe 2 years in the Premier League, you wouldn't be surprised. But when they come up, you just say they're going to go straight back down.
Yeah, nothing really that they've built on. Inconsistent with their managers, apart from Daniel Farke, who maybe should have been sacked a long time before he actually did get sacked. Dean Smith there now, trying to build something, but it's difficult, isn't it, when a team, like you say, is just focused on yo-yoing. Let's talk about Liverpool then. Let's try and piece together a bit of a lineup prediction. My headline of this probably would be, before we get fully into it, Diaz has to start. But let's go from in goal, because last night, Alisson obviously did the business, gets another clean sheet, but the defence itself, would you keep that? I mean, Konate, for me, when he was in the team last night, I did raise a slight eyebrow, but he definitely shut me up. And I don't know if it was one of your fan cams or someone else's on the Kop TV recently, where I maybe had a little bit of a question mark over him. But last night, he's absolutely had a belter, and I couldn't even decide who was man of the match between him and Konate. Would you go for the same back five?
I think they might rest Virgil, Alex. I think he might look at going maybe Matip and Konate. I think he might even throw Matip and Gomez in, to be honest with you, because Virgil's there's a lot of football on Virgil's leg, and although Virgil in the last couple of weeks has really looked back to himself, really looked back to that 1920 Virgil where he can just turn around like a tap whenever he feels. And I agree with you. Konate was a brilliant deputy last night, and if either of them had got man of the match, there would have been no sort of there would have been no quarrels with that. But I think he might look at leaving Virgil out, or maybe giving Gomez a run out, because I think it is the type of game where we should be comfortable enough at home to not Alex to mismatch. And this is the whole idea of having 17, 18, 19 players in a squad that you can use. There's no point having them otherwise. So I think Virgil, you need to still be wary of the injury that he's coming back off. Gomez hasn't had a lot of minutes, so you never know. He might go with Gomez, Konate, Matip, Gomez, Matip. I expect Matip 100% to start, because he was left out last night with that in mind. And then you need to realise that we have Leeds midweek and then a cup final. So I don't think Klopp is going to take too many.
It's a good shout,
to be honest with you.
It's a very good shout. I think a couple players might get a little bit of a rest, and we might see something a bit different. But that's the back five then. So we'll go Alisson, Trent. I mean, could you rest Robbo and play Tsimikas then if we're going down that road?
And I think this is the beauty of the makeup of this squad at the moment, Alex. Like if Tsimikas starts on Saturday, nobody's going to be batting eyelids. Nobody's going to be shitting themselves. It's not
That's
like
the level that the depth now that we've got.
Yeah,
I suppose.
it's not like you're throwing Moreno in there. You know exactly what you're going to get from Tsimikas.
Thank God.
You know what I mean? He's solid defensively and he's really good going forward. So we kind of have that that luxury now where we can throw Tsimikas in there at home to Norwich. We have
Gus is causing. He's running around like a madman. Where's coming, little? I'm gonna try and show him on the Kop TV. He knows he's in trouble, bless him. He's just a little runner. But everyone likes to see a bit of Gus, so let's get Gus up and maybe you can calm down a little bit. So would you go Tsimikas left back, Gus?
That's a yes. Yeah, he's
interesting. Yeah, interesting. Would you give Big Verger a little rest? That's a firm yes, if anything. Good lad. All right, we'll go and behave now and stop being a little rat and breaking everything behind my back. Right, in the midfield, Harvey Elliott has to play for me. Harvey Elliott should play, and that's one name I'm going to nail down. Fabinho has earned his starting position as if it ever was in doubt. But Fabinho, Elliott, could you go with Henderson or do you go with Thiago in the midfield?
Again, Thiago's a player where I'd be managing the minutes with Thiago. Okay. He's so key to us in those big games. And I see it again. It's not a disrespect or a slight on Norwich. I just feel wherever 11 we put out, we could get the job done there.
Could you play someone like Ox then? In the midfield as part of a three?
Yeah. I think once you've got Fabinho in there, I'm happy to go with anyone on either side, to be honest with you. And I'm with you with Elliott. I'd nail Elliott down again. I think another 60 minutes to do the world of good to him. He didn't have his best game last night, but that's a big step up for him. You know what I mean? And it's a big show of confidence from Klopp to throw him in there away at the San Siro. So I would be looking at getting Elliott back in there. He might go with Hendo and Fab. But I think once Fabinho is in there, you can play anybody. That's the truth.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
the beauty.
Yeah. I just think Fabinho was that good. Anybody in there with him, and I think there's a great show from James Farley there. Jones hasn't even been making matchday squads, so you never know. It might be an opportunity to throw Jones in because he's been kind of unlucky with people getting on his back.
Has been.
Again, it's another game for him to get minutes in his leg because it's all about momentum here and keeping everyone happy. And the thing is now, it's not like 1920 or the year before where Fabinho knows he's starting every week. Henderson knows he's starting every week. With Seany there at the time. Players are under pressure now to keep that spot in the team because if they're not performing, they're just going to be switched out, especially across that front three. 100% across that front three because we've seen the impact that Diaz had last night. So nobody can afford an off day anymore because there's so much competition for places there. You need to be on it. And if you're not on it, it's no good.
It's only a matter of time, I think, before we see Diaz absolutely slap one in the top corner, cutting in from the left to the right, by the way.
It's all
strike on the kid.
It's all he's missing. He's been unbelievable. Like, I've seen someone in the comments earlier on saying the Suarez regen. He's just electric. He gets you off your seat when he gets on the ball. And it's exactly what this team needed, I feel. It's just an injection of life. And again, if you throw him in there, Norwich are just going to be like, fucking hell, we have to deal with Salah, we've had to deal with Suarez. Is this another fella who's just going to bash goals in against us for the last? So I'd love to see Diaz start.
Yeah, Diaz has to start for me. Has to. The last Lewis that played for Liverpool against Norwich did quite well against them traditionally. So yeah, we'll go with Diaz. I think you can throw Bobby back in there. I think Jota's obviously got this bit of a swollen ankle since last night, which I don't think is serious. Maybe it just, the water drains out of it and it comes back down to normal size for training tomorrow. Maybe he could miss Leeds. So yeah, Bobby's got to go in. And then obviously I'd say Salah has to start as well. I don't think you at this stage you rest Salah because one, he doesn't need or want to be rested, and two, get him far away from Jota in terms, or well, whoever's underneath. I think it's Vardy underneath that as the highest goal scorer in the Premier League. Really start putting numbers on the board in terms of that and guaranteeing you can get your golden boot. So Alisson, Trent. Let's go with Matip Konate.
Yeah.
Let's go with Matip Konate. Tsimikas at left back. Again, big names here on the bench, by the way, for this game. Let's go with Fabinho, Elliott. I'd prefer Ox, but I think he might play Keita. Play Keita. Gus, what are you chomping on there, fella? And then up front, Luis Diaz. We'll also go with Mo Salah and Bobby, who scored a great header last night, by the way. Some flick on that one, Shawnee. You'd be proud of that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it, that Bobby gets switched off at Jota and then scores a Jota goal. We've seen Jota do that nearly every week now since he's come there, boy. Yeah, it's brilliant. His all-round game wasn't great last night, but he gets the goal, you know what I mean? And it's a vital one. It breaks the back of the game for Inter. It completely sucks the life out of them. So, look, Bobby needs minutes as well. I think the sharper Bobby is, the better it is for us. Because, like, when Bobby plays well, Liverpool tend to play well. So, we could definitely deal with Bobby being in and around the mix. And like you said, we don't know what's going to happen with Jota. We don't know whether this is going to be a medium to long term thing or a short term thing. But look, we probably could have left him out anyway. So that's the kind of, we're in a really, really strong position at the moment. We're still in all 4 competitions, and the squad is as strong a Liverpool squad since I've been alive anyway.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. And it has been for some time. Big up to Daz. Big down Whelan. Yes, lads. What a time to be a Red. We are sport and everything is looking proper rosy. Let's finish this month with more wins and silverware. I mean, again, Shawnee, I did a post about this earlier on Instagram on the Kop TV and just kind of reiterated the fact that we're in 4 competitions still. The next 3 months of our lives, you, me, everyone here in the comments who supports Liverpool, and I stress this word with much importance, this summer could be the best summer we've ever had in our lives.
100%. Like, it's a
Seriously,
special time to be a Liverpool. Yeah, it's a special time to be a Liverpool fan. And if you're seeing kind of with the lineups that Kop's been going with in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, you can see that he's taking it seriously also. So we've won foot in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. I don't think any other of those teams will want to play Liverpool. That's for sure. We're the last team that anybody wants to play. Even Man City. That's how good
if
we are
it's
at the
them.
moment.
I think if you ask Man City what's the one team they don't want to get, it's Liverpool.
No, 100%.
Somehow they're the favourites.
We'll have Pep talking about us again. Never like the clip of him at Goodison Park.
2 times.
Yeah. So look, it's brilliant times. Just don't be focusing on the negative shit you see online. This person's
soak this shit up, man.
I want to play. I want this person to be in the 11. Just enjoy this for what it is, because football is cyclical. This is not forever. We're in a real. It's not even a golden age, because Liverpool as a club dominated football in the 80s. This is just a really, really good period under one of the greatest managers of all time, with the greatest squad of players assembled at this club. So just enjoy it. Every single game.
Every week.
Every week. Because this is special. Like, we are privileged. Like, you get to go most weeks, Alex. I go whenever I can. And it's something that I'd never, ever take for granted.
And
because
every time you step out, and I'm getting goosebumps talking about it now, every time you step out in that first moment where you see the grass for the first time in the night, that feeling, bro, it's completely, you can't fake that. You can't buy it, really. Well,
never ever gets
you can pay a lot of money to buy a ticket, but what I mean is that feeling is almost priceless. It never gets old. You can never take it for granted. And yeah, it's a special place. And we are living in golden times right now. Yes, we want more trophies, and that will come. I do believe it will in the next 3 months. As we've just said, could be amazing. However, even just seeing this kind of football, the fans, the manager, the players that we've got, the runs that we've been on, the goals that we're scoring, the records that we're breaking. We are living in a truly unique era in terms of Liverpool Football Club. And you're right, bro, we have to enjoy it. With that being said, before I was going to make a joke about Kurt Zouma then, but I probably won't. Before before we go off, let's do a score prediction, because again, it's been a game where we score, but we could all, we can concede in these type of games as well. We've seen this season already, the Brightons, the kind of games where we should have been really putting these teams out to dry in the first half an hour. All of a sudden, we let them have a little sniff and we just lose our heads. I think we've matured a little bit. I will say 6 wins in a row, a lot of clean sheets there. We have matured a little bit. But you look at the West Ham game, the Tottenham game, Liverpool can be got at. And that's with a Virgil van Dijk and that's with a Joel Matip in the team. So a slimmer maybe for Norwich. However, what do you think this is going to be, bro?
I think anything past 3 or 4, Alex, to be honest with you. I just think, again, hunger. Hunger is such a big thing, and so many players eager to impress. Diaz's first Premier League start, he's going to be
champion. If he bags first.
Oh, man. Electric.
I'll be going mental on that.
The Milan players had no idea what to do with him, because this is a relative unknown on the scene here, especially playing in this Liverpool system, because you kind of see that teams have kind of clicked the movements of Salah, Mane, Firmino, even Jota, not so much, but I really feel that we could click into gear on Saturday and really, really give these a hiding, because it's a big week and it will be a great way to start it off with a comprehensive win at Anfield to put the pressure on City.
100%. Great shout that. I'm going to go with a 5-0. I know that sounds quite wild, but we're red hot right now. And with all due respect to Norwich, whoever we're playing on Saturday, we're there to steamroll them out of the way. If we score maybe 2 in the first half, I think the kind of the floodgates will open, and I do think it could be 5-0. Jen LFC has gone 5, Claudia T 4, Salah hat-trick, 2 assists for Diaz, says Amir in a 5-0 win. What an absolute pleasure and great headache Klopp has in deciding what players to start out of Diaz, Mane, Firmino, Salah, Jota, Minamino, chuck Origi in there as well, who does like a goal against Norwich. We've got depth now, something we've always been short of. Absolutely. Right, so that's your match preview. That's your lineup prediction, and that's your score prediction as well. Thank you so much, Seany. I know it's been a bit tough with Gus doing a madness in the background there. I do apologise for that, bro, but it's the life I've chosen.
It is what it is. He's not a bad young fella. It is what it is.
He's a good fella. He's a good fella. And also, Seany, just to let you know, I'm not sure if you do, but we do have T-shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies launching next week, bro. And I know you're like me. You like your Mafia references. This is the first T-shirt, bro.
Oh, yeah, I'm having that.
The Kop father, bro.
I'm having that.
Look at that. So that's going to be out from next week. We've got Kop fellas as well. That's all I'm going to say on that one. I haven't, and we're going to do one with Luis Diaz as well. So a lot of great content to come. I'm going to be on DR Sports at the weekend doing the Saturday football show, but not to worry, because James Redmond himself will be doing the fan cams outside Anfield after the Norwich game. Seany, my brother, next time you're in Liverpool, the drinks are on me. Can't wait to see you again, man. I always smiling when I get to see you, especially on the Kop TV. And go and subscribe to the LFC Day Trippers. Great bunch of lads. You've got Keith, you got Gav, you got Seany.
Gav should be live now at the moment doing a midday show. So just flick over LFC Day Trippers.
Jump everyone that's in here now, go straight over.
Very similar to this like good eggs in the chat, good people in the chat, just good vibes. Nobody coming in here being too salty, too negative. It's the same type of vibe, you know what I mean? So jump on over there, and Gav's boasting his bollocks for the channel as always, and he's running the thing for charity at the moment called Fail a Con. So jump over on the LFC Day there and check it out. Like we're exactly like Alex. Everything is free. You look. You might just knock on here and switch on and just see content. But so much work goes into making these things happen. So big up to Alex and big up to Gab, because it's not easy. I see what goes on behind the scenes, and these fellas are bursting their arses to put all this out here for you. And it just so happens that Liverpool are so bleeding good at the moment that it's
a pleasure to do. And you can't even call it work. Drink it in, guys. It's a beautiful time. Yeah, you're right, bro. Gab's always raising money. He's a selfless person. Doing an amazing job there for charity and for the channel as well. So make sure you can get over there. Straight from here, go straight over to the LFC Day Trippers. I've tagged them in the title.
Tell him Alex.
Go, yeah, tell him I sent you. I'll get you a drink and I'll see you around there. Shawnee, thank you very much, my brother. We'll see you soon. Guys, just remember, we are doing the fan cams outside Anfield this week, but it's James Redmond. Until then, take care. We'll see you soon.
Whoa. Just before you go,
don't forget, give us a like, drop us a comment and subscribe to the Kop TV.
The voice of football's most famous stand.